The American Montessori Society, in partnership with Nature's Classroom Institute, present the following environment program.
Hi, it's Jeffrey from Nature's Classroom Institute and Montessori School, and here I am in the middle of our apiary. You're probably wondering what an apiary is. An apiary is where we keep all the bees. We're going to get to see how we start a bee box and all about how our bees produce lots and lots of honey while we're here at Nature's Classroom. So around me right now, we have some beehives. This is a big set of beehives. We're going to be working with a smaller set of beehives up in our farm. This is on the back part of the property, down protected in the woods, so the bees can go out and forage for all the things that they need to make their honey. They're looking for flowers and they're looking for pollen that helps them create the honey. Our bees can travel up to 5 miles to gather food to bring back to the hive. And we'll learn a little bit about how they do that as we go on through this video. Now, another thing that is really important is that bees are not our enemy. Bees are our friends. And the reason they are our friends is because they pollinate all the plants so that the plants can reproduce and survive. Without bees to pollinate, we would not have many of the fruits and vegetables that we eat for dinner or lunch every day. People often get stung, and they always blame it on, I got stung by a bee. Many times they get stung by wasps. Wasps and bees are very different. When a bee stings you, he leaves a little stinger inside your arm, but then he dies. So it's no fun for a bee to sting you, because that's kind of the end of his life. Whereas a wasp, they can sting you multiple times and go on about its life. So next time you get stung, don't jump to the conclusion that it was a bee. It may have been a wasp. Bees are our friends. Here we are at Nature's Classroom's garden, and right over here is our bee pod. And we're going to be setting this bee pod up for a home for our queen and our bees. And right over here, you'll be able to see 2 other bee houses that are already been set up for our bees so that they can make wonderful honey. What you're looking at right now is what's called a top bar hive or a pod hive. And if we look really closely, I'll get out of the sun, you can see the combs right here. And what will happen is that we put this comb in the hive, and the bees will start to build their comb down and down and down and down and fill them with honey. And as you can see, there's some more comb right here, but this comb is empty. A comb is the wax that the bees use to store their honey. So this is what you would recognize as a regular beehive that you might see around. And as you can see, all the way down the bottom here, all the bees are coming in and out, collecting all the stuff that they need for honey, to make honey. They're getting a little upset at me, and I don't want to get stung. This is the inside of one of those box-style hives, and these are the things that the honey is going to be made by the bees. And as you can see, there's lots of combs there for the bees to store their honey. This one is pretty heavy, so it probably has some honey in it left over from last year that the bees will start to eat and then replenish with new honey this year. This is a box of bees. And sometimes a box of bees can come in the post, but we went and bought this box of bees from a place in northern Wisconsin. And I'm going to go in real close. And you can see all the bees have swarmed. And they're swarming around the queen bee. She's in there, and we're going to take the queen bee out, and you can get to see her. Right now, we are trying to get the queen bee out of the box without letting go all the other bees. It's a little tricky. The queen is in a little box, dangling in amongst all those bees that you see inside there. One of our friends, the cat, has come to say hi, but she needs to stay away or she might get stung. What we're going to do is we're going to drop the box so all the bees fall off the box that holds the queen. Then we can take the queen out without letting all the bees go. All right, here we go. Can you hear the bees? They're buzzing around. They're a little angry right now because they're thinking, oh no, what happened to the queen? So here is where the queen is stored, and the people who breed the queen put some attendant bees in there, so they're looking after the queen. They're kind of like ladies in waiting on the queen. Now we're going to put the queen out of this box into the bottom of this hive, and then we'll put all the bees inside.
All right, so at the bottom of the queen box, there is some sugar candy for the bees. We're gonna poke a little hole to help them, but then the attendant bees inside, they're gonna help the queen chew through the candy to get out. And you can see there's one bee in the box that's already eating the honey, trying to get their queen out.
Oh yeah, right there at the end, I can see that. Okay. You might be able to see the long bee inside. She's the one on the right, and that's the queen, and the other attendant bees are looking after her. We're going to put this inside the hive right now and then put all the other bees in there, and they'll all work to protect her. Now we've put the queen inside the box, and you can see her, she's kind of in the back there. We're going to get all the other bees and we're going to put them in there as well. My friend Caitlyn, and she teaches in our middle school, she's getting all ready, dressed up to get the bees into the hive because she doesn't want to get stung. So she has head protection and arm and hand protection. Jeffrey, on the other hand, he doesn't have any protection, so he may have to run a little bit. So Caitlyn is going to move some of those racks to the side, and then we're going to put all those bees. Go around that way, get some sunshine, and you can see all the bees there. Look at them all. And we're going to put them in the hive, and they're going to immediately run towards the queen to protect her. There's lots and lots of messages going on in there right now about what needs to happen. These all talk to each other. Okay, here we go. We're going to dump all the bees into the hive. Shake, 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 shake. All the bees out of the box. They're kind of probably getting a little upset. There they all are. We're going to look inside. Out of the sun so you can see. There they all are inside the hive. And I'm being very brave right now because I have no protection on. But they're all happily now going to look for the queen. And we'll get them all set up. And there's so Caitlyn.
You guys can see the bees are all marching towards their queen.
Oh, look at them all marching towards their queen. all walking up to where she is. It's hard to see, it's a little shadowy inside the box. But they're all marching towards the Queen going, we'll rescue you, and we'll support you, and we will work to make you comfortable. So here we are, getting the last of the bees out of that box into the hive so that they can look after the queen bee and start to make wonderful honey here at Nature's Classroom. We can all eat. Which one of you like honey? Do you like honey? I like honey. Thank you, bees. This is a happy colony of bees. Look at them, millions and millions and millions of bees. All working really hard. Bees are really, really important for everything that we do in the environment, and especially here on the farm, because they help us in so many ways. Not the least is producing honey. This is Jeffrey from Nature's Classroom Institute and Montessori School on the farm, having a great time with my friends, the bees. If you'd like to incorporate nature into your classroom, visit discovernci.org/curriculum to download a variety of activities you can do with your students.
The preceding program was produced in partnership with the American Montessori Society.